It was December 31st, 2025, and I was sitting in my living room, reflecting on the year that had completely transformed my life. As I gazed out the window at the vibrant city below, I felt a deep sense of gratitude and accomplishment. This was it. 2025 had been my breakout year. The year I crushed my goals, saw my finances thriving, got in the best shape of my life, and surrounded myself with people who pushed me to be better. It sounds incredible, doesn't it? But here's the thing. That vision isn't a pipe dream. It's achievable, and it became my reality. A year ago, I was nowhere near where I am now. My finances were shaky, my health was lacking, and I often felt overwhelmed by the constant noise of life. The distractions from social media, endless opinions, and the pressure from others made it difficult to hear my own voice. But everything changed when I decided to take control. I committed to following 5 transformative steps, which I'm about to share with you. These aren't theories or fluff. These are actionable steps that completely changed my life, and they can change yours too. Step 1. Quiet the noise and trust your inner wisdom. The first thing I did was quiet the noise. My daily life had become a battle of competing voices and distractions. Social media was constantly telling me who to be and what to want. Even well-meaning advice from friends and family made it hard to figure out my own path. It was overwhelming, and I found myself spending hours scrolling through Instagram, watching YouTube, comparing myself to people who seemed to have it all figured out. But instead of feeling inspired, I felt paralyzed. Like no matter what I did, I'd never measure up. That's when I made a change. I started carving out non-negotiable time each day for myself. No phone, no distractions, just me and my thoughts. At first, it felt uncomfortable. I wasn't used to trusting myself to think deeply. But over time, I started asking myself the tough questions. What do I really want in life? What am I doing because I love it? And what am I doing just to impress others? The answers weren't easy, but they were clear. For the first time in my life, I had a sense of direction. By quieting the noise, I stopped following trends and started building my life. Clarity isn't just about knowing what you want, it's about having the confidence to chase it without caring what others think. And here's the challenge I give you. Tomorrow, block out 1 hour. No phone, no input, just you, a journal, and some honest questions. I promise that this one habit will unlock a level of focus you didn't think was possible. Step 2. Identify your path. Once I quieted the noise, the next step was to figure out where I was going. The truth is, this is where most people mess up. I used to try and do everything at once. Fix my finances, get in shape, start a business, improve my relationships, all at the same time. And guess what? I made zero progress. I was spread too thin, and as a result, I didn't achieve anything meaningful. What worked for me was this simple idea. Focus creates power. When you concentrate your energy on one clear target, you become unstoppable. In 2020, I decided my focus would be building my business. But I didn't just set a vague goal like, make more money. No, I got specific. I wanted to hit $100,000 in revenue by the end of the year. I mapped out exactly what that would look like, how many clients I needed, what I had to sell, and how I was going to deliver it. By narrowing my focus, something crazy happened. I built discipline in other areas of my life too. My fitness improved because I needed the energy to perform. My relationships got better because I was finally confident in what I was doing. So, in 2025, I chose to focus on one area of my life that needed attention. I got crystal clear about where I wanted to be by December 31st, 2025, and I visualized it every day. That clarity became my compass for the year. Step 3. Pursue relentless action. Here's where the magic happens, or where most people fail. Taking relentless action. Too many people wait for the perfect time to start. They overthink, overplan, and convince themselves they need more information before taking action. But let me tell you something. You'll never feel ready. The only way to create momentum is to start moving. When I first launched my business, everything was a mess. My website looked amateur, my pitch was shaky, and I felt like an imposter. But I didn't let that stop me. I sent my first cold email, made my first offer, and started connecting with people. Sure, it was messy, but it worked. The lesson here? Action creates clarity. Every step you take teaches you something new, even if it's a failure. And those lessons are what separate the doers from the dreamers. Here's how you can start today. Take one tiny step toward your goal. If your goal is fitness, go for a 10-minute walk. If it's business, reach out to one potential client. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to happen. The more you act, the less fear you'll feel. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Step 4. Build momentum through consistency. This is the secret weapon that made my success possible. Consistency. Most people think success comes from huge, life-changing actions. But the truth is, it's the small, boring habits you repeat every day that lead to big results. When I started taking fitness seriously, I didn't overhaul my life overnight. I committed to working out for 30 minutes every day, no matter what. Some days I felt amazing. Other days I had to drag myself to the gym. But I never missed a day. After 6 months, the results were undeniable. Not just in my body, but in my mind. I had built a habit of showing up, even when it was hard. And that habit spilled over into my work, my relationships, and my entire mindset. Here's how you can do the same. Break your big goal into small, daily habits. If your goal is to grow your income, your daily habit could be reaching out to 3 people every day. If it's fitness, commit to 20 minutes of movement daily. The key is to keep it simple and consistent. Momentum doesn't come from doing something once. It comes from doing it repeatedly until it's impossible to fail. Step 5. Surround yourself with the right people. Here's the truth. Your environment will either push you forward or pull you down. The people you spend time with, your friends, family, colleagues, have a massive impact on your success. Have you ever been around someone who constantly complains or talks about how life is unfair? That energy rubs off on you. It makes you second-guess your goals and settle for less. On the flip side, when you're around people who are driven, focused, and positive, you start thinking bigger. You start believing in yourself more. A few years ago, I realized I was spending too much time with people who weren't aligned with the future I wanted. They weren't bad people, but they weren't growing, and it was holding me back. So, I made a decision. I started seeking out people who were already where I wanted to be, entrepreneurs, high performers, people who weren't afraid to challenge me. At first, it felt uncomfortable, like I was an outsider. But the more I surrounded myself with these people, the more I leveled up. Pulling it all together. By the end of 2025, I had transformed every area of my life. I was financially thriving, in the best shape of my life, and surrounded by people who pushed me to be better. But none of it would have been possible if I hadn't followed these 5 steps. 1. Quiet the noise and trust your inner wisdom. 2. Identify your path and focus on one clear goal. 3. Pursue relentless action. Don't wait for perfection. 4. Build unstoppable momentum through daily consistency. 5. Surround yourself with the right people. These 5 steps became my blueprint for success. And now, I'm passing them on to you. So, what's your goal for 2025? Write it down and take your first step today. Don't wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Here's to making 2025 your breakout year. The question is, are you ready to go after it? Let's make it happen.